Okay, I don't want to get too much specifics, but I'll just tell you, there's a man who came up to me, somebody there over at the tent on the day that we were having a tour of Instar in Stuttering, and he came up to me and, Dad, okay, you got the picture. And what I immediately did was change what? Physiology. And after I changed his physiology, I got to talk to him normally. He was comfortable. He no longer distinguished response. He was afraid. He's a big guy, you know, all powerful, supposedly in his mind. And he'd know how to approach me and come over to me. And as soon as that happened, his physiology was out of whack. So I went to him and I said, stutter right now to me. I want you to start stuttering, which was a what? Other people were going, how dare you break his face like that? Poor guy stutters. Wrong. You break his pattern. If I go start stuttering right now, come on, I demand you stutter right now. What could he not do? I can't not stutter. No, 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 no. I'm talking like this. And the difference was in his breathing. People, when they're stuttering, this is one of the patterns when they stutter. Now, there's benefit in stuttering, first of all. If you don't have that, it will change. But I didn't just change his physiology. First, I changed his physiology, so I destroyed his belief system about his ability to stutter. Okay, I forced him to try and stutter, and he couldn't, so then I anchored that. So then all I had to do was, when he started stuttering, he was anchoring. Where was he? Talking normally. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, his breathing pattern was, what he'd do is he'd take a deep breath in, and he'd blow it out, and he'd start talking, and he'd run out of air. Okay, and if you don't have any air, or you wouldn't take any breath in, the air was out, like, you exhale, all the air is going, and then you try to start to speak, and there's no air going through the vocal cords. So I don't care how much you speak, there isn't any sound going to come out. Because there's no air to create the vibration, create the sound. So I taught him both those things in a few minutes, and he was blown away. He said, I've been a therapist, for 12 years or 10 years. He said, no one's ever said anything about my breathing. And so then, was that enough? The answer is no. Because right then he wasn't stuttering, but he has a benefit in stuttering on some level, unconsciously. So what I did was I put him into a relaxed state, focused state, and I went in and I asked him to go ahead and have that part signal me without his conscious awareness. I could do the firewalk. Signal me, and then I asked him if he would be willing to reveal the benefits to him, which it did. And the benefits to him was that because he stuttered now, people didn't demand from him opinions. Because before he gives an opinion, he'd get harassed about it all the time. So he developed a strategy that would keep him from having to be harassed. Now some of you go, whoa. And the truth is, this happens all the time. See, he did the best he could with the resources he had. One day, probably inadvertently, he stuttered. And he noticed that when he stuttered, someone's response was to leave him alone for a moment. Has anybody in this room ever stuttered? The rest of you never stuttered? How many people in this room stutter? At some moment in time. I don't mean stutter forever. So the key is not whether or not you can't stutter, because you've all done it. He stuttered, he got a stimulus response, he developed it as a strategy for people leaving him alone. So I had to develop 3 alternative strategies, ways in which you can still get the same benefit, but without needing to stutter. So now the benefit is handled, so now he doesn't have to go back into the old physiology. And I got agreement, and now took him to the future. Put him in situations that in the past would have been a stimulus response to what? Stuttering. And guess what happens? He stuttered. No. Now, he still has a choice to stutter. And his belief system says to him it's going to take a long time, so I went in and made an agreement that he would stutter only in and out inadvertently for the next week. You know, at different times when he felt it was appropriate. So I gave him what? A choice. Right? I didn't say it's all gone. And the truth is that he didn't stutter. He left there, he said, thank you very much. Talked to me, walked over and talked to other people. A couple people came up to me and said, I worked with him before, and he was stuttering all the time. He's not stuttering. I said, that's right. Okay. Does that answer your question? Yes.